it's Adrian and it's Vlogmas Day 2. Today I'm here to bring you the first bookish video that I have brought in a very long time. I talked all about where I've been in my last video, so if you're interested in knowing about that whole situation, you can go check it out. Tomorrow I'll be bringing you my daily vlogs for day 2 and day 3. But today I'm at a dress rehearsal for Christmas Carol, so I don't have time to edit a video. By the time I get home, we'll be home very late. So keep your eyes out tomorrow and you'll be able to see more of that. And if you're curious to know already what A Christmas Carol is, I have done it last year and it's in the Vlogmas 2017 video playlist. So go check that out and you will be able to know. But today I'm here to bring you my October and November wrap up, my currently reading, and my December TBR. All of the books that I'm going to tell you about that I've read in the past 2 months are books that I've actually finished. There's a whole slew of books that I started and put down, which is a story for another day. So I'm only going to talk to you about the ones that I finished. I also want to mention that all the books that I have finished in the past 2 months have been audiobooks. The first one that I completed was at the very beginning of October, and that was Beneath the Sugar Sky by Shawn Maguire. I talked about this, I believe, in my September wrap-up, my sequel September wrap-up, where I started with Every Heart a Doorway and I hated it, so I decided I didn't want to read the series. But they were available on audiobook, they were super short, and I needed a filler book, so I read the second one, Down Among the Sticks and Bones, and I loved it. Beneath the Sugar Sky, I also loved. I loved it so much I gave it a 4.5. It wasn't quite as much what I thought it would be, but we visited a whole lot of worlds, and all of those worlds were done so well. The next book that I read was Days of Blood and Starlight by Laini Taylor. This is the second book to the Daughter of Smoke and Bone series. I really enjoyed this one. I liked it a lot better than I liked the first one. The first one I did enjoy, but it got really slow in the middle. This one was really great. I enjoyed it a whole lot better than the first one. The first one was good, but the middle of the book was a little slow. The only thing that I had with this one was, especially in the beginning, a lot of the time jumps were a little confusing for me. I couldn't quite follow them. It could be because I didn't have enough attention for the book at first. But I did really enjoy it. I gave it a 4.25 stars. Next up, I am slowly making my way through the Mortal Instruments series because I really want to read the next series and I want to read the Magnus Bane book, but I have to finish the Mortal Instruments first. So I listened to City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare. This is the second book to the Mortal Instruments series, I believe. The first 2 books of the series were not so good. I mean, they weren't awful, but they weren't great. I did like it better than the first book though. There were definitely some improvements. I gave it a 3.75, but something still really irked me. And then the next book that I listened to was The City of Glass by Cassandra Clare. This is the third book. I read this one in November. Sometime in November. I forgot to write down what date I actually read this one. I liked this one. A lot more happened, a lot more complications, a lot more characters, a lot more of everything. It was much better. I ended up giving this a 4.25 stars. Hopefully the series continues to be better. That being said, let's move on to a couple of books that I'm currently reading. These are the books that I am currently reading that I do plan on finishing this month in December, so we're sort of in the middle of the wrap up and the TBR, you get me. That is The City of Fallen Angels. Like I said, I'm trying to make my way through the series. This one is so far so good. Clary, she still annoys me, but things are getting complicated. I'm only, I don't even know, like 150 pages in, maybe halfway. I'm not quite sure, to be honest. I didn't look. But so far, so good. You'll hear about it in my December wrap-up. I'm also in the middle of Mr. Dickens and His Carol. I really am like just started, not in the middle. I'm like 60 pages in. I have the book. I forgot the book upstairs, so here's a picture. I don't know who the author is. I forget. Somebody. This one follows Charles Dickens. I don't know if this is historically accurate or not. I don't know a whole lot about Charles Dickens. I like his books, but I don't know anything about him as a person. And it sort of talks about how A Christmas Carol came to be. He wasn't really planning on writing this little short book. He sort of had to, and so it talks about how he came into this whole idea of A Christmas Carol, and that's all I know. I am also reading Written in My Own Heart's Blood. I do not plan on finishing this book because it's huge. I think I'm 50 pages in. I'm hoping to be able to maybe to get to page 100. I'm reading this on ebook when I'm in the car at night because it's too dark to read an actual book, so that's the way that it's going. It's going very slowly. I don't plan on finishing this book before the spring. Let's just put it that way. It'll be on the next at least 4 TBRs. Now moving on to the books that I would like to read this month, but guys, I'm gonna say reading is still stressing me out, so I don't know what I'm going to be doing. I can't promise you that I'm going to be reading these books. But these are the 2 books that interested me that I wanted to read this winter anyway. The first one being Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik. I know nothing about this book except that it's a Rumpelstiltskin retelling. I think it's Rumpelstiltskin retelling. I could be completely wrong. But I love the cover, and it's wintry and it's Christmas time, so it seems like a good time to read this book. Who knows? Also, because I need a book that is very small, short, and motivating to read, I would like to read A Court of Frost and Starlight. I haven't yet read this one. I was saving it for the winter. This is a bridge book between the A Court of Thorn and Roses trilogy and the new trilogy. I have heard that not a lot of people like this book, but it's tiny. I should be able to do it. And lastly, because I need a book that will motivate me to read, a short book, a book that I know that I will like, I'm going to read Too Late by Colleen Hoover. I've heard that this one is a little more sexy time than her other books, which are already interesting. So we'll see. But I do love most of her books. I do fly through them, so I think that I should be able to do this one, and I'm hoping that I will fly through it, I will love it, and it will help me kill this reading slump that I have been in. By the way, last year, November and December, I barely read anything either. It must be this time of the year. That's all the books that I have been reading, that I am currently reading, and that I plan on reading for the month of December. Let me know down below, which book are you most excited to read this month? I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. If you have not yet, I would love for you to subscribe. Click the notification bell for any more Vlogmas videos, and I will see you next time. Bye.